Meantime, small business certainly the backbone of the American economy, responsible for nearly 65% of all job creation versus jobs that are saved, job creation. But they're struggling to survive with soaring healthcare costs and difficulty getting loans. In a first on CNBC, first on Squawk on the Street interview to be specific, small business owner Lani Hay is here this morning. She heads a company called Lanmark Technology, an IT firm. She's meeting with Vice President Biden today after meeting with President Obama yesterday. Now, Lani, what was your top concern that you brought to President Obama, and did you feel that he was receptive?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, 2 days ago, Valerie Jarrett held a private meeting with a handful of small business owners to ask us specifically what are the things that are on the minds of small business owners, what are our concerns, and really what it comes down to for small businesses is managing costs. And what is incorporated with managing cost is how to deal with the cost of rising healthcare insurance premiums, tax policies, access to capital, and costs that are associated with labor and labor laws and workplace reform.
Are you, we hear a lot of criticism that the healthcare reform plans coming from the Democrats, Caucus, Pelosi, etc., will actually raise healthcare costs for small business people. Where do you stand on that?
Well, I hear a lot of things, and I don't really have a stance based on the plans that have been going forward in Congress, because there's 5 plans going forward, all are about 1,000 to 2,000 pages. No one has time to read through those. What I do know is that President Obama is reaching out to the stakeholders, out to the right people. I've spent the last 3 days at the White House talking with the highest levels of the administration on the concerns that have faced face small businesses, and what he is saying is reassuring for me as a small business owner. For instance, creating a national pool that small businesses can enter so that the leveraging of the negotiation of rates and premiums could be spread across a larger pool of individuals. Also, tax cuts for small businesses regarding what they pay premiums for insurance policies.
At the same time, Lani, I mean, on the issue of health care, you'd mentioned, and it's a good point, that all of these bills, one of them is 2,000 pages. Who has the time to read through them? But when I asked you what your top concerns were, top on the list was keeping costs down.
Absolutely.
Is health care a concern in terms of any of these versions of the health care bill? Are you concerned that ultimately, at the end of the day, even though we're extending on insurance, I should say, to Americans, that your costs are going to go higher?
Well, the higher costs are an inevitability of this topic, which is why health reform is needed. But unless we attack how the system is set up in its entirety, rising health costs for insurance premiums is going to go up.
All right, Lani, thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it.
All right, and Melissa and Mark, thank you very much. And I just want to say Veterans Day is 2 weeks away. I want to make sure that Americans remember to thank the men and women who are serving and who have served in our armed forces.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We will, of course, do that. Thank you.
All right, bye.